Hello and welcome back to Mafty UK, and I'm back on Kellet Lake. I'm in Peg 10 and I'm going to be fishing Kellet Lake all the way up to Wednesday. Today is Saturday and I've managed to get a few extra days leave. You know, the leave that's owed to me. I've got to use it up by the end of the month, so I'm going to use it up, and I'm using it up here. Kellet Lake is very busy at the moment. Most of the pegs down that side are taken care of. There is 3 pegs up this other half. Now, if you remember last time I was here, there was a lot of fish pulled up in this between 7 and this pond. So what I'm able to do on this peg is drop a rod in on 7 from the opposite side. So I can fish that pond and I can fish this one. I do have a neighbour, Paul, over there, who's just moved across. He was getting mithered and mithered from Swans. Anyway, I've got an hour's worth of light left. I've left it till right the last minute before I could actually get going. I wasn't 100% sure I could make it, and I got the word, yeah, let's do it. So Saturday, it's now an hour before dark. I've got to get my rods in the water yet. I'll talk about tactics later. I've got maggots with me. I've got lots of different types of bait with me. Let's give it a go. In the meantime, I've got to finish packing my kit and get fishing. See you in a bit. So here we go. I've got less than an hour left. I've got some baits I'm going to try first for tonight. A lot of flavour. Spicy squid from Dynamite Baits. 15 millis. They come with some pop-ups inside. I've never used this bait before. Give it a go. And basically my tactics are just over in this area from the weeds over to the far bank. I'm just going to ambush 3 spots, 1, 2, 3 out there, and I'm just going to put a bit of bait out to start with. So that's my tactic for tonight. Tomorrow, solid bags, maggots. See how we go with that. I'm really looking forward to it. Let's get some bait out there quickly, get the rods on it, then I can start to settle in for the evening and maybe start making some bags. Don't know what I'm going to do yet. The freebies are yellow pop-ups, 3 yellow pop-ups. That's the freebies that you get in the pack. So just pop one of them on to my Ronnie rig and we should be good to go. But yeah, that's what you get. That's your free baits, or your free pop-ups, but I'm sure they're not free. I'm sure I've paid for them. Now, when I first rocked up and I baited out, what I did was I put some boilies just along here, but I've not got a rod on them. Reason being that I always remember last time I fished here, there was a good clear spot around here and it was perfect. So underneath a tree, clear spot, you know, you tell me. So I baited it up, but I'm not fishing it yet. I'm just gonna let it go, maybe for a day, maybe even for a day or 2. Just leave it, and then if I start to struggle, then what I'll do is I'll drop a rod on it, or if I see any movement over here, I'll drop a rod on it. But I am going to bait it up. I'm going to feed it up just in case, but I'm not putting a rod on it yet. Just starting to lose the light now, although the camera will show quite bright. And it's starting to drizzle, low cloud. Oops. Let's get in, out of the rain. So it's just gone 1900 hours, no knocks as yet. I'm not overly surprised about that, to be honest with you. But I have got a nice little bit of bait out, just about right really for this time of year. I do like the smell of that spicy squid. It's quite nice actually. I have used it before, but not that particular bait. The smell I do recognise. And I did catch a nice catfish on here on that, so yeah. But it is a dedicated carp bait. I've not gone for the citrus this time. I thought I would go with a bit more stink and gone for darker bottom baits to try and prevent the swans and diving ducks from seeing it, so they're not obvious. So it's more about flavour than it is anything else. So let's hope dynamite baits actually produce the goods, but who knows. Anyway, so the tactics, as you know, so I have got 2 pop-ups on Ronnie rigs, and I have got 1 bottom bait with 2 of the boilies on, match the hatch type thing. Tomorrow morning when the sun comes up, I will then prep up some solid bags with some maggots, yada yada yada, and give them a try. Now, I had a good chat with the bailiff earlier. He did say that you will need to change your rigs regularly if you're using maggots, because a lot of the silverfish will take them and destroy them. However, that's just the way it's going to be. I mean, yeah, I accept that, but I will give it a go. Bearing in mind, the last time that chap who I spoke to caught 6 carp on maggots, using maggots. So when I do the rigs, I'll show you what I'm doing. It's a bit fiddly. There's plenty of YouTube videos out there, but I'll show you what I'm doing. Ooh, what have we got there, Paul? 22.14.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, nice one. Want to hold her up to the camera?
Yeah.
There we go. Look at that. Lovely. Well done, Paul. So, what baits, what tactics, mate?
That was on a pineapple hell bait works over Monster Red.
Lovely. And then first light?
Yep.
Fantastic. And you moved yesterday as well, didn't you?
I did, yeah.
Yeah, because you've been mithered, and now this was your reward for moving.
Absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, lovely fish that.
What did I say she was? 22.14.
22.14.
Brilliant.
There you go, mate.
That's cute. Thank you.
Check your pictures, make sure you're happy.
Fine, I'm sure.
Well, cracking start for the morning for Paul. First light, first fish. Yeah, and he moved as well yesterday, which is really good. So moving does pay off sometimes, doesn't it? I did have one beep on my lines, but I've just seen the fish cruise right across where I'm actually fishing, and no, they didn't take anything, which is a bit of a shame. However, what we do know is we're gonna change our tactics and go off the Ronnie rigs and go on to PVA bags, solid bags, so with maggots in. So let's just give that a try in a bit. Just gonna get my breakfast out of the way first, let the morning bite session disappear, and then crack on. Not a very good night's sleep last night. I was surprised how noisy the motorway was pretty much all night. I think they got to one point, very short moment, where there was no traffic and you couldn't hear a car. But yeah, it was quite a noisy night. The closer you go to the bank, the less noise you hear, strangely, because the sound reflects over the bank and comes over and comes back down again. So from this location you get the full whack of it. But that's the nature of these big pits, isn't it? We all know that. Anyway, let me finish my breakfast. Sausage butty, bacon butty I'm having this morning. And they're coming on just fine. So you've probably seen something very similar to this before. I'm going to pull that down over there like that. And then I'll be attaching your maggots to here and tying them onto that. I'll show you when the rig's complete. So there we go, one pop-up, maggots and pellets. Just another 2 more of those to do and I can go and get these out. That's if I can stop the maggots escaping from their tub. So there we are, 3 bags made up, ready to go. Maggots, pellets of different sizes, different breakdowns. What I need to do now is get my spod rod ready, get everything ready, get my marker, make sure I know exactly where I'm casting and get these babies out. Well, I've split my rods now. I've got 2 here and I have 1 over, zoom in on that one, there she is. That may look far away from you for you on this video, but it literally is less than 10 meters. So I'm allowed to do that. As long as no one's fishing in 7, I can do that. But I've still got the swans mopping up my bait. So I'm really annoyed, yeah, as you can tell, as soon as I put the bait out, the swans just got straight on it. I need him to go down to the bottom end of the lake before I can do anything else, but that's just the nature of the beast, I'm afraid. So I'll give it a couple hours where they are now. If I don't get anything, I'll reel in and do it all again. The one in the middle is not too bad. The one in the centre, that's not too bad, and I'm happy with the one on the right hand side there in 7. But my one tight up to the bank where I seen the carp cruising through this morning, gone, just gone. So yeah. Well, never mind. Weather's not too bad, bit overcast, slightly bit windy, but nothing too bad at all really. I'm quite happy with the weather. It literally is now just a waiting game. There's nothing else I can do. Nothing else I can do. Different tactic. Quite a bit of bait gone out really. I chucked a few boilers in afterwards as well. So yeah, wait and see. Wait and see. Like I say, it's Sunday. I'm here till Tuesday, and I've got all day Tuesday as well. So I'm more than happy. I've got plenty of time. I just need the swans to go. I'm not going to fish anywhere over there. I'm just going to stick to this gap, because whatever happens, they're going to come through. They're always fishing here. There's always fish down there. They don't just group up at one end and then all come up here. They split up. There's always two little groups of fish. So I'm happy that there's going to be fish in here. I've seen fish in here this morning. I know they're here. That's all I can do. One other thing, I now have my scales. They're not mine. They belong to the bailiff. I told him that I asked him if they sold any in the shop. They don't, but he said he'll lend me a set, but he needs them for Tuesday. I'm going Tuesday, so all is good. So thank you very much for that. Much appreciated you loaning me scales. Let's hope I get to use them. Another thing I've got a brand new mic, shotgun mic on my camera. It costs quite a bit of money. The one I had, I wasn't too keen on it, but this one is a good step up from it. So I know I can see that you can hear me quite clear. It's got different settings on it. I can cut out some of the background noise, or I can have 360. I can have so it picks up a group of people, or I can have it like it is now, where it should be just picking up my voice. There is going to be a bit of wind on it, but that's just the nature of the beast. So yeah, I'm hoping that the sound quality from this mic is a lot better. Time to relax and enjoy some fishing. And why not? On another note, this video is dedicated to my brother, who sadly passed away a few weeks ago. I went to his funeral last week. Andy was the guy that taught me to fish many years ago, to take me down to Chesil Beach, beach casting. We used to go boat fishing off Weymouth as well, deep water fishing. So my early recollections of fishing, well, was with my brother. But he's been ill for the last 15 years, and unfortunately it got to him. So I went down to Yeovil Hospital some weeks ago now, and unfortunately he passed away while I was there. So it was very sad indeed. But yeah, this video is dedicated to my brother. My brother used to do a lot of boat fishing off Weymouth with Chris and his mates, and I always remember one of the stories. Well, I always remember he'd come back from a session down off Weymouth, off the boats, and he had his PB conger eel, and it was huge, and the head of the conger eel was big enough to fill a galvanized bucket. And I was literally a kid. I was a kid, and my brother and my mum made me go out to a passerby and tell this chap with his walking stick as he was ambling up the street that my goldfish had died. And with that, the old boy leant forward to look into the bucket, and staring back out with him with this huge conger eel head. It made him jump a little bit. But then he got his stick and he was going to try and clip me around the ear with a stick. It chased me off, much to the satisfaction of my mum and my brother, who were hiding, looking out the kitchen window, laughing their socks off. Yeah, that was my brother for you. Great sense of humour. Absolutely fantastic sense of humour. One of the best. One of the best. Yeah, there was lots of things that he taught me, and beach casting was one of them. And we used to spend many overnight sessions down on the Chesil Beach, Abbotsbury, Dragon's Teeth. You might not know these places, but they're famous from down south anyhow. I just loved it, and it got me hooked on fishing, excuse the pun. And I've always fished ever since. And when he taught me how to tie knots and all the things that you need to do, and then I used to go and fish on the River Parrett, catch some trout. And even at an early age, I would do overnight fishing before it was popular, before it became a thing. And I was always going camping. I'd set a little tent up because I was in the Army Cadets. I had all the gear I needed to go camping. Put a basher up and then do an overnight fishing session. I used to love it, absolutely love it as a kid. And it was all because of my brother. I've always been outside ever since. I just loved it. Whether it was this or all the other stuff that I used to do, or I still do, but not as often as I should do or want to. And I've not even released my Ben Nevis video yet. I don't know why. It's good to go. It's all made. It just needs uploading, but I just haven't had a chance to do it, or I just haven't had the inclination to. I don't know why I haven't done it. Don't know. It's a strange thing, but I should upload it soon. We'll get this one up, get it loaded, and then perhaps I'll upload that one as well at the same time. And there'll be a couple out there for you to watch. You will notice my videos aren't standard like most other fishing videos. They're stories. It's an adventure. Each one is from start to finish. And rightly or wrongly, or correctly or making mistakes, I always show them, because at the end of the day, they are what they are. It was like earlier when I did a cast out with my first bag. And I know I'd got my stick set up, I clipped up, and when I cast, I hit the bank. I only wanted to be a metre off the bank anyway, but I was just that little bit too far and hit the bank, so I had to flip it back into the water because it was in a PVA bag. But I'm not 100% happy where it is, and that looks like this. Oh. And I know one of the comments on the last video was saying that I leave myself open to criticism. I don't mind. It's not about me trying to be perfect. It's not about me putting videos out there, catching fish all the time and doing this and doing that. Mine aren't rig clinics. I'll show you what I'm doing. I'll show you what I'm putting on, but they're not. That's not what it's about for me. It's recording what I'm doing. It's about memories and enjoying being out and about, and that's why I do these videos. So if they're never going to get a huge following because of the way they're set up and what I do. But I don't mind. It's just me doing what I do. And thank you for all the people that follow and watch the videos and comment. And I do try and get to the comments, but I don't always at the moment. I've been really bad on comments recently, and I don't know why. But yeah, must do better. Yeah, the stories. Each one's a story from start to finish. How it went from start right down to packing up and going home. And that's what it is to me. So many years from now, I can sit back and watch what stupidness I used to get up to and what fun I had. Out and about while I can. Not everybody can be out and about. Not everybody can do this. You know, some people aren't so lucky and unable to get out and about as much. And if you watch these videos, well, thank you. I hope you enjoy them as much as I enjoy making them. But I still want to catch a fish though. Now I got diving ducks on my bait, just to make sure that the swans, if they've missed anything, diving ducks will catch it. Wind's picking up a bit. It's a bit nasty, a bit chilly. And the trouble with this peg is that there's only one way you can have your bivvy, and that's facing out to the water, so the wind goes straight into it. And I don't normally close the bivvy door, even during the winter. I usually keep it open because I like to look out. But when it comes in on you like this. You have to at night because it just gets too cold. Anyway, that's enough of that. Yes! It's picked up my other line, but I knew that would happen. Fish in the bag. Steady tiger. Wow. That was never ever coming off of there. Bit of damage on this fish, on its lip. Come on, bear with me, I'll have it out in a second. There we go. There we go. Oh. A lot of mess, a lot of tangled line, but I did know that was a risk putting it where I was. Bit of damage to the mouth, but we'll look after that. I don't think, it's not me, it's historic. But let's get a weight. I'm guessing just 22 again, something like that. Got a bit of water on it. Oh! $25.7. So there we go, bit of damage to the mouth. I caught it on a mulberry with maggot topped, mulberry Medusa head maggot top rig, and it's paid off. Oh, that's a nice little potbelly fish. I'm well happy with that. Well happy. Yes. Let's get you back in. Yeah. Yeah. Well chuffed. Ugh. Put your nose up. There you go. Nearly there. Go on then. And away she goes. Over the moon. You never lose it. It's such an excitement, it's such a thrill. I am well chuffed with that. Well chuffed. You never lose it. But I've got a bit of work to do now. Both my rods were taken out and pulling that one in. I absolutely don't care, because I knew it was a risk. I knew that if I put them that close together in that entrance that the chances are I'm going to lose both rods at the same time. So I just unhooked it, took it off the bail arm and just let it run with it so I didn't pull on the line. But great, fish is in, fish number 1, just coming up to 23, maybe 22 hours into the session, but not a blank, not a blank. Yeah, well chuffed, well chuffed. That's what it's all about. So the white pop-up still had the maggots on it. Mulberry, 15 milli. Hook is still sticky sharp. The rig is still in excellent condition. Just going to rebait up exactly the same. Do it all again. But obviously, because that's a pop-up, that needs to go into the bin. Yeah, well chuffed. Absolutely well chuffed. Yes, made my day, that has. Made my day. Now I'm getting greedy. Let's have another. But I need to get these rods out. So there we are. Good to go. So there we are. Ready for the next one. Just got to put myself some more dark matter on and a new sleeve. Because that fell off over there just a minute ago. So yeah, nearly ready for that one. Can't cast out yet. There's a bloody swan there. You'll have it straight away. I had to wait until the swan got his head down, feeding, before I could cast in. That was the only way I could trick the swan so he didn't see where my bait went, and I got away with it this time. That's it. The birds are on me now. I can't afford to do another one. Those swans will be straight back up here. Just a few seconds of catapulting a few boilies out, and that's your attention that you get. Now the trouble is, you ain't never surface fishing here. Never. So I'm heading into darkness for my second evening. I have changed my baits 4 times now, purely simply because the swans, as they come through the shallows, they wipe them out. They know it, they can see it, they can get to it, they can wipe them out. And it's a bit of a shame, and it's a bit of a pain in the butt, to be honest. But that first fish, that was dedicated to my brother. That's my brother's fish, not mine. So well done, Andy. I hope you're up there looking down going, well done, lad, well done, just exactly as I taught you. To celebrate, I did open my whiskey, and I've had a little wee dram just to celebrate the fish and celebrate my brother. So now it's down to what I'm going to have for my dinner. I do have a choice. I have chicken tikka masala with onion bhajis and naan bread, or I could simply go for my other option, which is sweet and sour chicken with some spring rolls. I don't know what I'm going to do yet. Don't know. If I'm really, really, really hungry, I've got the curry. But if I'm sort of peckish and fancy some finger food, then I could just go to my sweet and sour chicken. Don't know. Time will tell, but it won't be long because I need to set up and prep my area for dinner. Yeah, it's looking dark out there, isn't it? It's up here. So you've got some spring rolls in there, and I've got my Just move that across, I think, slightly. There we go. Let's just leave that for a minute. Whilst I have my celebratory. Oh, just lick that spoon there. That's really nice. So my tactic here is to cook this through, make sure everything's cooked. Now the beauty of this type of meal is that it's already pre-cooked. You just got to heat it up. So I can heat that up, and then I need to heat my spring rolls up, and then I can heat that back up again, and then I've got everything in one pan. One thing I am going to have to do is, although it is dark out there, I still got that rod out in 7. Now I'm not going to keep that on 7 all night, absolutely not. No, I don't think it's a good idea. I think I need to move that in, because you need to be on it very sharp, and it's a long way to go. I know it's only 10 meters, but getting out of your pit, getting over to the rod, there's too many areas where I can be snagged up. So what I might do, I might just flick that right in the center of the lake for tonight, in the deepest part. So I'll sacrifice everything, just put the boilie right in the deepest part of the lake in this section, and then just leave it there for tonight. You never know, might be a cat in there. These ridge monkey things for this type of cooking are awesome, and I really can't. Oh, and the smell is fantastic. I always remember Dave buying the first ones of these. Dave bought me my first one, and they were just brilliant. But they weren't. They were based on a bushcraft skillet, but these can't take the heat. So these aren't sort of designed to be put into fires or on ashes. They won't hack it, they won't take it. This plastic will melt. They're not for that. They are for gas burners. I mean, you could argue the toss if you wanted to, but I know for a fact that coal, cooking off coals, cooking off ash, cooking off that type of fire, the heat isn't just centralized. It's everywhere, and this handle would be sacrificed. So the first ridge monkeys pans like you see here that they sold had metal handles all the way, and they were much longer, and that was a gimmick or mimicking the bushcraft ones, whereas these just, you know, they're for stoves only. I know that's not hot on the bottom, so I'm not bothered about that. Take that out. Scooby snack. I know it's warm, it's not quite right, but it's warm. Just pop that on top. That dinner was amazing. Absolutely amazing. The taste was fantastic. Now, that's probably because I've been out in the Hulu for the last 24 hours, but regardless, it was still nice. And to be fair, it's better than a bleeding pot noodle. Yeah, I'm getting drop backs. I'm gonna have to see what's going on. I think it could be an eel. Yeah, something's going on. Let's grab the camera. Come on, you might as well come too. Yeah, I'm gonna have to reel that in, I think. Something's on it. Something's missing. Could be an eel. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's an eel. Here we go. Slimy, slimy eel. Come on, come here. a mess of that. In you go. Yucky, acky, cack. Yeah. It's taking ages to sort this out now. Oh well. Back to the bivvy. Let's sort this cluster out. Well, I think I may need to turn off the camera to sort this out, because it's going to take some time, I believe. So, and I've had another beep on my left-hand rod. I've just finished setting this one up again. This time though, instead of maggots, what I've got is pellets. I've got a couple of boilies and some smaller pellets in there, and I've gone for the cultured citrus cultures that I used last time, the Nash ones. So as a bottom bait, just purely and simply because there's a lot of eels around now, and I think eels are mithering me with the maggots. So as pre-warned as well, so I was warned by the bailiff that's what would happen, and sure enough, that's exactly what's happened. So there you go, no maggots in this one, bottom baits only, just for tonight. Let's see how we go. So, good morning and welcome back to this blustery morning. It was a blustery night actually, but I did sleep a lot better than I did the night before. Just a one eel last night, so nothing impressive. I had one beep, that's about it. That could have been the wind, could have been anything. So no, not a very productive night, but a nice comfortable night nonetheless. So we're on Monday morning now. I've got 27 hours, 28 hours left of fishing. There is potential for me to move down onto the regular pegs, but I'm not going to. I'm going to stay with my tactics. I'm going to stay where I am, and I'm going to tolerate the swans, and I'm going to tolerate them taking my bait every now and again, because the rewards are quite good, and who's to say I'm going to do any better around now. So same tactic, maggots topped, Medusa head boilies throughout the day, and then again tonight I'll remove that. Now my secret spot that I've been baiting up for the last 2 days, I'm going to put some more bait in it again this morning, but I'm not going to fish it yet, and maybe I might just fish it for the last few hours tomorrow. We'll see, depends on how we do really. If I keep catching from over here, or if I catch again from over there, I'll stay over there, but if I get nothing from over here, I may move round to that little spot over there, or I may even go deeper into the pond, who knows. But whatever happens, they come in for that gap anyway. So that's my tactic. In the meantime, because it's the morning, it's time for me to go use the shower and everything and get myself sorted and reel in, bring my rods in, and I'll catch you in a bit. So there's a bit of a beep. That's probably the wind, because the wind is quite strong. So there's a close-up of the rig. That's it. Not quite sure why we fold these ends over. Monkey see, monkey do. I think it's to stop them from splitting, so there's less pressure on the corners. That's the only logical reason I can see of doing it, unless it's just to make it look a bit tidier, which is a bit OTT, but there you go. Here we are, one good to go, plenty of different flavours in it. Yeah. I wonder why we do fold those ends over. I've just seen people do it, so I do it. Now, I think it's for strength, but if it's just aesthetics only, then Yeah, well, I fourth leg under the hat as well then, don't I? Let's get her out. Well, that's 2 lots of swan food put out. So let's make up the last set of swan food and then put it over in 7. I don't think anyone's in 7, is there? No, nobody's in 7. So I'll put that one in 7. Ooh, it's windy. Anyway, a little bit of a shout out. I don't do them so often now. However, Tom, how you doing? Tom Baker. Tom, I hope you're well, mate. Thank you for your comment. I really appreciate comments like that. And yeah, I hope your fishing's going well. And thank you for watching my videos. Very, very much appreciated. Thanks, Tom. Take care, mate, and tight lines. Thank you. Well, good morning, Richard Jones, and a big happy birthday to you. Well, it's coming up 50 soon, isn't it? So there you go, mate. Happy birthday. From me, Mafty UK, in a windy, clear water. Happy birthday, mate. And while I'm saying hello to everybody and wishing people a happy birthday, I might as well say hello to Martin and Becky. Martin and Becky sent me a message recently saying that they watch the blogs and they enjoy them and they would like to go fishing with Dave and myself. Well, so would I. I'd like to go fishing with Dave too, but he's a bit busy moving home at the moment. But thank you very much for the message. Thank you very much for watching the videos. I'm glad you enjoyed them. So here's your shout out, Martin and Becky. Thank you. I think I've messed up. I'm sitting here and I can't remember if when I did my first bait this morning I redid the putty on the pop-up. So there's a possibility that my first bait I put in is sat that much above the above the weight. I can't remember putting it on. I know I needed to put it on, but I'm gonna have to do it again, aren't I? I'm gonna have to reel that in and do it again. Because I can't remember doing it. I can't remember putting it on, so I've got my pop-up sort of like there. Which isn't too bad. I mean, that system works in weedy environments and you know, and silty weedy environments. It really does work, and I've used that method and caught fish on it, but I don't think it's gonna work here. I'm not sure if that was a... Yeah, it was a duck. Yeah, so I don't know, I might just give it an hour rather than disturb it now. But yeah, I got a sneaky suspicion I messed up. Oh well, it's not the end of the world, is it? Just bleeding annoying. Because the more I disturb that water, the more the swans will see, and the more they'll come and dinner bell rings for them. Yeah, dinner time. You know, I've noticed that swan has got a rig in its mouth. It's not mine, but it's got a rig in its mouth. You can see the boilie, which is a real shame. And nobody, no angler, none of us want that to happen. None of us. It's getting a bit rainy. Can't see the hills over there anymore. That means it's raining. And you know what I'm going to say? If you can see the hills, it's going to be raining soon. Well, it's an old saying, but I like it. Yeah, it's a bit drizzly, getting a lot of rain coming in. I may have to batten down the hatches if it gets any worse. And I really don't want to do that because I'm facing into the wind, but I've got no choice. Otherwise it'll just drive straight onto my bed. Yeah, not nice, but there you go. It is what it is. I'm still having a great time, still enjoying myself. Work is still mithering me, but part and parcel. Still only one fish. I want another one. Just missed one in 7. The alarm went off. I was actually on the phone, work. Alex, I was chatting to Alex. Now I speak to Alex because Alex is a fellow carper, so I was telling him that I had a fish yesterday, and then as we was having a conversation, bang, the alarm rips off, and it's a proper rip off too, and it wasn't a swan, and I ran over to the rod, which is only 10 meters away, gets there, struck into it, nothing there, booger. But it was still going as I had hold of the rod. That's the crazy thing, it was still going. So I picked up the rod and it was still ripping, and I'm a bit annoyed at that. But that was my potentially 2 fish. So the tactics are paying off. Coming here and staying here is paying off. If I get another fish out of here, I'll be well chuffed. Well chuffed. Now, many of you will know that I am quite a fan of Aldi, and I buy a lot of my stuff from Aldi because it's cheap. But I did make the fatal mistake of purchasing a multi-pack, and in that multi-pack came, dun dun dun, bacon rashers. Now, or what I usually call them is deja vus. And the reason being is because 6 months from now, I'll burp and I'll go, why can I taste bacon rashers? You just can't get rid of them, can you? Once you've eaten a packet, that's it, you're doomed for 6 months at least. And you'll taste them and taste them and taste them. And I don't know why, but I'm having another pack. So in 6 months from now, I'll burp and that'll be it. I'll go, oh, Aldi bacon rashers. Anybody want a swan? I knew I'd get a bloody swan. Say hello, Swanee. How I love you, my dear old Swanee. Here you go, look. One baby swan. Jesus. Time to let this one go. There he goes. Bleed now. Oh, so that's pretty straightforward. 1 carp, 1 eel, 1 swan. Well, while the other naan bread warms up, I might as well have my dinner. Ta-da! And it smells absolutely fantastic. Good morning and welcome to the final day. As you can probably tell, quiet night, no fish, a couple of beeps, that was it, but that was probably down to the wind. Quiet night indeed. Bit disappointing. I was hoping to get another fish out of it, but I've still got all day to go today, before 5 o'clock. I'll probably get out of here around about mid-afternoon, say 2 o'clock latest, before I bug out. But until then, we'll keep on trying. Time to reel in and use the ablutions and get back, set my rods out again, and then probably leave them in then until the final throw. Anyway, let's get the rods in, let's get to the ablutions, and get back and get fishing again. Right, well anyway, this is Paul. This is the second Paul that's been in this peg over the last 36 hours. How'd you get on last night, Paul?
Quiet night until about 2:30 in the morning, and my right hand rod went off in the margin. Never fished this before. Had my lead rod out. Found a nice gravel spot. The lead never picked nothing up at all, so I thought I'd get in there. But when it's gone off, I was outside doing what a man does at 2:30 in the morning, and the rod went off. So I was straight on the rod. There was no reason, for it to get there. Anyhow, when I went under the grass, these reeds here to the right was knocking in, so it took back in this bay.
Gone straight into that.
And then next minute I just heard a splash and everything just come slack, and I got everything back. But at least I got a bit of action, and I was on my rod straight.
Yeah,
there,
you
so
couldn't have
I
been
was
any
lucky.
better. Yeah, couldn't have been any better.
Couldn't have timed it any better, really.
No.
So I chucked it back out, and I've never reeled it back in, and I'm not away for one. And I'm in two minds whether to stick one over here after you've shown me some drone footage. It's just, I haven't gone to the margin for the simple reason.
Swans.
When the Swans yesterday, I just saw them knocking on, so I've dropped it like 5, tried to keep it 5 foot if I can.
Yeah. Well, it's nice to meet you.
It's nice to
And
meet
thank you
as
for
well.
spending a couple of minutes to go onto the blog.
No
Much
problem at
appreciated,
all.
Paul.
Yeah, appreciate it. No bother.
And I've got a couple hours left myself. Yeah.
Well, I have. I'm supposed to be up at 1.
Yeah, I'm probably stay till 2 max.
I've just rang the wife. She's all right. Everything's cool there. So.
Yeah.
Happy days.
Yeah, happy days
packed
indeed.
down, I'm dry, and I think I'm going to miss the
And
race.
there we go. Let's go back to our fishing. Never mind kicks. Oh, that's well in there, sunshine. Gotcha. Freed you. Gotcha. Now then, let's have a look why that wouldn't drop that lead. Swan rescue at your service, and I may add that it wasn't my rig, but I caught the swan and freed it from its pain in the arse. And I'm well chuffed, although they are a pain in the arse. Well, I'm pretty much packed up. Bivvy's down, most of the stuff's away, just the essentials while I've still got a few rods out. This is the last hour, and you never know, it can all happen in the last hour, so not giving up yet. It's not the end of the day yet. Another hour, like I say. Let's keep fishing. I've brought the one in from 7 just so I've got everything right in front of me now. Let's just see how we go. Well, I've just made a brew, so I'll have my brew and count the minutes away. And then if we don't get anything, we'll do my clothes. Hello. So that's it, all packed up, all the rods are in, everything's in the car, and I'm good to go. It's been a great session, I really enjoyed it once again. Wasn't a blank either, so I was really pleased with that fish. And the eel, and rescuing the swan, and catching the swan. So it's been quite eventful, whatever you say. Met some new faces as well this weekend, so it was nice to meet you guys. I hope you will be on the video, you would have seen yourselves now, so thank you very much for joining in on the blog, I'm much appreciated. I hate packing up and going because I just ran out of time, as always. But yeah, I've really enjoyed it, absolutely loved it. Back to work tomorrow, phone's been ringing constantly, been doing me head in, but that's just the way it is. So that's it, thanks again for joining me, thanks for following the channel, and we'll see you in the next one. And I'm not quite sure where that's going to be or what we're going to be doing. We need to get Dave out again, we need to get Andy out fishing again. I know he wants to do it, but he's moving, so he's quite a busy chap. Everybody's busy, aren't they? So, yeah, thank you. Let's not forget this video was dedicated to my brother Andy, who sadly died recently. He was a proper fighter, 15 years of illness, and eventually the medication got him, not his illness. So, unfortunately his kidneys packed up and he couldn't be saved. It's a real shame, absolute my hero. Taught me everything about fishing at first, and yeah, my hero, sadly missed, will be missed, and tight lines, bro.